Hey, it's Mel from Rap Rankings. To hear the full episode this clip comes from and all of the other episodes, check the link in the description, stop by raprankings.com, or search Rap Rankings on your favorite podcast platform. And please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting to help us grow the channel and continue our journey as hip-hop's first and premier extreme podcast. Track 8, Coming of Age, the sequel, featuring the original Coming of Age cast member Memphis Bleek. This produced by Swizz Beatz. Okay, we'll get there.
Listen.
So,
I just want to talk about sequels real quick.
Okay,
we have sequels that many people say are better than the originals. I think Empire Strikes Back, The Bride of Frankenstein, Godfather 2, all come to mind. When I think of great
Terminator
sequels, 2. Terminator 2, T2 Judgment Day, for sure. Some sequels really eclipse the originals. But this is a 6.
Did you say a 6?
Yes.
Wow.
It's aight.
Wow.
It's not the worst thing I've ever heard, but I don't like it.
That would be a 4.
Oh,
the 6 means it's aight. You can't say, you won't say that you dislike it.
Exactly.
But you don't like it.
Yeah, 6.
It's not an active dislike for it.
I don't dislike this record, but it's not. There's
not enough for you to like.
I got some problems.
Yeah, well, I do too. But here's the thing: I give it a flat 7.
This is the first problem. For me. He was going 7 for 7.
With the problems?
He
was 7 for 7 up until this track.
I want to start with the beat.
Okay, well, great, because I do too.
I don't like this beat at all. The beat's like a 4 to me, to be honest with you. I don't like the beat. This boom 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 boom. Swizz, bro.
It's a kind of cartoony beat to me, which doesn't match the potential for the theme of betrayal here. For me personally, it doesn't match.
So here's the thing. Coming of Age, the original, was, what did I give that, an 8+?
Perhaps. I know I gave it an 8 or an 8-. And that beat's da-doom-doom, da-doom-doom. I mean, that's great. That beat's great.
But not only that, that record carried a certain emotional weight for me.
Yeah.
This one, I hate to say it, because lyrically, it's audio cinema. It's the sequel to Coming of Age. And it's in the, like, when you think about Godfather 2, you have, like, the betrayal element.
Yeah.
All right. But, man,
Fredo,
was there ever a beat that didn't fit the music? I mean, the lyrics more than this?
That's what I'm saying, it's a shame because the sequencing makes sense. Coming after a week ago, you go from the snitch song to a song about your main man's turning on you, and the beat just doesn't do the content justice.
Now, here's my real issue with the beat. So Swizz did If I Should Die.
Yes. Then he did Money Cash Hoes.
Too cold, right? Like, we're talking porridge here, right?
Okay.
If I Should Die, it's a little too cold. Money Cash Hoes is just right.
Okay.
And this a week ago is too hot. I burned my mouth. Oh my God. I got to go to the hospital.
Well, I would say this would be the too cold, and the If I Should Die might be too hot. I don't know. Like, well, depending on how you...
I mean, I say too hot in the sense that it's a little, like, aggro sounding, which suits the betrayal
because I was thinking taste. Like, I'd rather have too hot because it'll eventually cool down and make it eatable. But too cold is probably... I got to get up and go to the microwave,
Yeah, I guess I'm just thinking too hot. Like, on first bite, it's burning my mouth.
Yeah, too much energy.
It's too aggressive and grating to me. Like, the beat is actually irritating. And, like, all it really underscores is the tension and the aggression of the record. And, like, the between the two characters. But I don't think it sets the scene well at all. In fact, it's making me sort of put the lyric, like it's almost beat, like the lyrics are getting drowned out by this beat for me. Like the beat keeps getting in the way of me getting into this story.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, because it's running perpendicular. It's
no coming of age. I just have to say, it's no coming of age to me.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I'm fine with like
seem fitting.
I'm fine with the direction they went in with it in terms of storyline wise, I guess. The betrayal.
Yeah, and capturing the two perspectives. The song wouldn't have been nearly as good if it was just Bleek's perspective or just Jay's perspective. Having them both kind of say what they're thinking without that being what they're saying to each other, them just reading it's great. It's a great concept. It's the classic concept too. Bleek is the disgruntled, restless subordinate. Jay is the boss, who I would say in this situation is sort of atypically aware. Usually the boss is blindsided by this. It's like,
right. He was disgruntled. Here's the issue for me. Sequencing wise, I actually think this would have been better off going before a week ago, because musically it comes out of Money Cash Hose with another Swizz beat, right? So
I see what you're saying.
And then you get a week ago and it like builds to that. To me, we just got an all-timer in this guy's catalog, and now we have a song that isn't exactly the same, but the story kind of hits certain beats that the last song did.
Right. I would agree. I actually agree with the move putting it before a week ago, because the Swizz, synchronicity, synergy, and it being a better setup to a week ago. If the final verse wasn't then basically patching things up, unless I misinterpreted this final verse.
No, but I don't know. I mean, it's two separate situations, though. This isn't like,
it is two separate situations.
It's a different story, but still, it's almost like.
Well, yeah, you could also, actually, no, it would still work, like you said, because you could look at this as like the alternate ending. Like, it's like the happy ending, they patch things up, and then the other ending is like the guy and we end up snitching and selling him. It's
right,
just,
but it's part of like a 2-song suite about, friendship and
different
betrayal.
paths that, right. Things could go.
Yeah, and sequencing does play a role where maybe this song would have played better and I would have liked it more, but the beat's too distracting for me. I want it to be audio cinema, and it's just not. It's trying to be too different. It's trying to be like a street record, but also like a cinematic story record, and you kind of have to pick a K here,
Pick a K, I mean, it's a shame because, content wise, I think it's very good. They do nail the concept. It's the music that doesn't match. I mean, here's basically what happens on the record, folks. I mean, if you haven't heard the record yet, we've been talking about it so far, but I'll use this as a reference point. I know, Moulz, you don't really watch the show, but folks, they'll know. Have you ever seen that SpongeBob, the Employee of the Month episode, where Squidward and SpongeBob are fighting over getting Employee of the Month? Towards the end of the episode, where they kind of like act like they're agreeing to be friendly and they're shaking each other's hands, but like they zoom in on each of them and you can hear their thoughts, and it's like, he's nothing but a lying, big nose phony. And as soon as he's breaks the handshake, I'm gonna make a run for it. Like, that's basically what's happening. Jay and Bleek greet each other, and they're acting like everything's cordial and cool, but they can both sense that something's off. That's what's happening. And really, as a concept and as a sequel, you hate to hear it coming after, Reasonable Doubt's coming of age, because was so touching. But, this is also a realistic outcome. I mean, the game is the game. Sometimes
and we've seen it in these gangster movies and in these mafia movies so many times. So again, I'm not mad at the direction.
So many times.
I'm not mad at the direction. I'm only upset at the execution.
I'm only upset at the musical execution, because I think,
but that's part of the final execution.
No, it is, of course. But I feel like if they didn't execute lyrically, then this would be a 6 for me.
Even if the beat, let's say, was more like the original Coming of Age, I think they can do the same thing without yelling at each other so much, like they're doing on here, and make it more of like an Irishman, where the threats are being made very casually.
Right. It is.
Why not? I mean, that's really what it is. When do people really raise their voices in these movies? They're only raising their voices like they are because they know this beat is the loudest beat on the block, and it's boom 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 boom. Yeah, we get it, Swizz. But bum. What else? What else do you have in that Casio keyboard of yours? Every element of the beat pisses me off.
It's time to come up. Yeah, listen.
Yeah, it's time to come up, all right? It's time to come up off this beat.
Oh, man. Here's the thing, man. Jay starts out, I don't know if it's the chicks or how we divide in the loot. Time to pay his ass a visit before he decide to get cute. It's always the girls, dog. That's my guess. It's usually that before the money. People need to listen to that Hand in Hand off that DJ Quick we reviewed. You know, like, people will flip over romance quicker than money, it feels. Jumped out like a star with the Flavis car, matching the gator shirt, softer than my next door neighbors. Underrated line to me. And then he's like, these young niggas think I fell out the loop because the last time they seen me hopping out the coupe, I hopped out in the suit. Like I said, atypically aware boss. Usually the role of the boss here is they're aloof. They don't know what's coming. They don't know that their guys feeling undervalued. So Bleek, you know, in his mind, look at this nigga Jay fronting trying to take my shine. I didn't say this verbally, just had some shit on my mind. Plus, I'm puffing like an ounce more than I used to puff, taking advice from these niggas, but they ain't used to stuff. They had me thinking shit. A lot of puffing. They had me thinking shit. I'm the one that moved the stuff while he drive around in brand new coupes and stuff. Swear to God, they had me. It reminds me of like Bizarre on My Band. Swear to God, they had me practically hating his guts. As he approached, I spoke. Jigga, what up? Listen, bro, he's letting them drugs get him, man. Them drugs let people get in his ear. Hey, it's Mel from Rap Rankings. To hear the full episode this clip comes from and all of the other episodes, check the link in the description, stop by raprankings.com, or search Rap Rankings on your favorite podcast platform. And please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting to help us grow the channel and continue our journey as hip-hop's first and premier extreme podcast.
The drugs, they get you paranoid. They get you doubting your best boy. That thing's not little. That's an automatic weapon, Scarface.
Say hello to my formidable sized friend. You know, doesn't have the same ring to it, but I feel you. Look at the fake smile he just gave me.
Say hello to my average friend. Okay, I'm short on ammo.
Realistic gangster movies. The next venture from Moulz Mel.
The next venture when you all lame out on us.
Listen, wow, we only last like 4 seasons.
No, I made an oath to.
I ain't speaking that into the air. Don't forget, I even said that. We here forever. It's Rap Rankings.
I made an oath to the rap gods that we're doing this for at least 10 years before we decide if it's time to reconsider.
Oh no!
Signed to a 10-year deal. We're in a worse deal than Lil Wayne.
Y'all better like and subscribe and share and buy merch and Patreon subscriptions and Omaha Steaks. I swear to God.
You're going to be getting tweets in a couple years talking about I'm spiritually defeated.
Oh no, is this the story of Moulz Mel in a few years? Like, what if this is the future? Like, we're doing rap and like it stops being successful and we try to act like everything's cool and Moulz talking about, look at that fake smile he just gave me. It's breaking my heart. Should I school him or pull the tools out and just break them apart? And I'm Mel, this nigga Moulz, he ain't slow. Let me say, the from Bleek always takes me out of the song. It's very cartoonish, like the beat. Very like Curtis Blowish to me. It's like, my main man found out that I'm thinking of mutiny. Who in the world knows what he's going to do to me? Like, it's just like, gangsters don't say bro. Not in this context.
Wow,
this nigga Jay, he ain't slow.
Bleek's gangster.
No, don't get me wrong, Bleek. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, I understand sometimes when you're writing to a structured concept like this, you end up doing stuff like this.
Listen, so, you keep talking, we're going to get Going of Age Part 1, okay?
Oh, no. Yeah, listen, he was like, but had I not been so high, I would have been able to hide. Like, yeah, so he's high, bro. And I like how he says, he must have picked up on the vibe, but had I not been so high, I would have been able to hide. Tried to cover up myself as I gave him a 5, hugged him as I loved him, and Jay jumps in to the naked eye. it would seem we was the closest, but to those that know us could see that something was about to go down. Underrated. Underrated. I think it's the underrated part.
Imagine the beat was better. Imagine what that could have done.
Imagine if the beat was better. Stay focused
and
trying to concentrate.
Jay and Bleek, thick as thieves. Don't even ask me how. They're doing what they got to do, but
they're doing what they got to do, you know. But it's like he's reading my mind, as if he can see through this fog and all this weed in my mind. Could he see I had plans on being a man ever since we first spoke? And he put that G in my hand, back to coming of age 1. You know, and he's like, and I gave it back to show him I was down for the cause. I see a.
Are you surprised he's having second thoughts? This guy just asked him if he wanted to ride or die.
Listen, I'm just like, Bleek, it's all this puffing he was doing, and I wrote my notes, stupid high boy, panicky high man. You know, but listen, spoiler alert, folks, they reflect, they reaffirm their friendship, they patch things up, which was great to hear. And it's a lesson. Make sure to value your people and let them know that they're valued. But yeah, it's a little cartoonish. Jay's the better performer here, but maybe Bleek is being kind of a dweeb because he's high, which in turn would make it a good performance.
Yes, and also keep in mind, the beat is really dictating a lot of that performance, too.
Right, exactly. You know,
he wouldn't be acting that way if the beat wasn't so confusing and oppressive.
Right. And ultimately, for me, I think the song works because, as I was alluding to at the start, it works because it sets up the intro track. Jay sees where Bleek's head is, so he knows it just might be time to pass it along to avoid that typical fate that we see in the movies. Jay's basically like, you know what? Actually, you're right. I understand. I'm also going to give you the reins / my spot before you flip on me. You know, 9-8, these streets are yours now.
Except he didn't.
That brings us back to the intro. Right. So he bowed out graciously, you know, and passed it on instead of holding on. And
except he didn't.
Well, in real life, we know he didn't. But in the story, he did, which is cool.
Great story. Some stories are make-believe and some are true stories.
But yeah, flat 7 for me. Is that flat 6 for you?
Flat 6. Not even going 6+. The beat pisses me off.
Yeah, but let me tell you, man, we're done with that. And
by the way, I have an announcement.
Announcement?
I don't think Ding Me Baby's getting over.
Well, we don't know yet. We gotta at least let it ride for a season.
All right,
give it a season. Give Ding Me Baby a season.
I don't think it's catching on.
Well, we don't know yet. We gotta wait. It's only been 2 episodes into the season.
Yeah,
I mean, now with 3 by the time they hear this, but you know.
I'm just not hearing love for Ding Me Baby. Guys, if you love Ding Me Baby, hit us on Twitter with hashtag Ding Me Baby.
And you ain't black.
If you don't. So you know what to do, folks.
And if you're not, don't be ashamed.
Yeah. No, don't be ashamed, I guess.
Because I still want to hear from you. If you like Ding Me Baby, hit us at Rap Rankings on Twitter with a hashtag Ding Me Baby. And I gotta say, Mel,
you know, hit us on the phone number, you know, 718-635-0743.
Were we fucking tripping? I know Mel was on Volume 1. What do you have to say to him?
God. Yeah, the number's out there. You know where to find us to tweet.
We got any messages yet?
Nah.
All right. Well, that's good. Thanks for not tripping.
They must love the show. They must have no complaints.
They must love me.
They must love rap. Hey, it's Mel from Rap Rankings. To hear the full episode this clip comes from and all of the other episodes, check the link in the description, stop by raprankings.com, or search Rap Rankings on your favorite podcast platform. And please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting to help us grow the channel and continue our journey as hip-hop's first and premier extreme podcast.